we are all turtles, soft in the middle with a hard outer shell. We are turtles because everything we have on the inside, such as our feelings and thoughts, are the foundations of our bodies. Our shells are our fears and anxieties holding us within a limiting force. For a large portion of my life, I have been moving houses. I have moved at least 7 times in the course of 17 years and could not be more thankful for each and every one of them. Because with each move, I began to understand more about myself and that I truly am a turtle at heart. However, the worst part about moving was changing schools. It was a constant cycle of, "Hi, my name is Leanne, and I'll probably go sit in the corner and cry if you talk to me," followed by, "Look at the new girl, she has glasses," or "Let's call her Shrimp because she is so short." I hated the smell of new crayons being opened because that meant that I had just added more fears to my shell in a new environment. The smell of new crayons reminded me of school, school reminded me of friends, friends reminded me of leaving, and leaving built anxieties. As the years progressed, my shell got bigger and bigger to the point where my body would shake or twitch anytime someone would direct a question towards me. My shell was heavy and made my foundation of feelings and thoughts feel weak. My shell was overbearing and caused my mind to be blurred with the continuous thought that I would never be able to rid myself of the extreme feeling of deterioration that my anxieties caused me. Now, I did have friends throughout elementary school, if you could even call them friends. They were more like acquaintances for a short period of time. Now these friends do know a lot about me, and I know a lot about them, but they were never able to see my shell. I hid my shell by decorating my tail to avoid any attention towards my shell. I was ashamed to have so many little fears and anxieties of letting people in that I closed myself off. Elementary school was supposed to be a time for games and laughter, but for me, it was filled with people laughing at me and trying so desperately to find friends. Middle school really wasn't any better, except it was filled with just a hint more fake smiles. Middle school is the time you cling to the friends you made in elementary school. Friends is the plural word for friend, and that is what I had. I was finally able to break apart my shell piece by piece thanks to this friend who accepted me for who I am. She made me realize that I shouldn't be ashamed of my shell anymore. She made me realize that I can't live in my room for the rest of my life. We were the best of friends. And we lived happily ever after, right? Like all the fairy tales that we grew up loving during our childhood, we all end up happy, right? Unfortunately, that's not where my story ends. As I've said before, friends reminded me of leaving, and leaving built anxieties. When the one person I trusted with my life found another friend to take my place, I resorted back to old habits. When the one person that I thought that would never leave me behind left me to fend for myself, my turtle shell grew back bigger than before. I was crushed. I felt completely alone. She made me lose any hope of actual happiness I had. It was like the bad boyfriend breakup I've never had. And yet, every ounce of my body wanted to hate her, and yet I couldn't. I cared for her as my closest friend ever. And even though she had no idea what I went through when she hung me out to dry, I still wanted her to feel happy. And now she is happy, without me. And I sit in silence, tucked away into my shell. I believe we are all turtles, and that is why I spend every day trying to break apart my shell. However, since I am a turtle, I know that I cannot live without my shell, or else I would die. I think that my fears and anxieties will always be a part of me, but I have to find balance between them and my thoughts so I do not fall over and get stuck on my back. I Sometimes I see my shell as a limiting force, but I know I cannot allow it to pull me inside in complete fear. However, maybe the shell could be a good thing, because did you know that turtles have an inner shell that they can't get rid of? So even when you have nothing left, you'll always have yourself to look after. No matter who walks in and out of your life, or what life decides to throw your way, you'll always have your inner shell to keep you together.